What is going down, faithful? We got another film breakdown. This time we are looking at the San Francisco 49ers defense versus the Dallas Cowboys. I'm having so much fun breaking down the 49ers defense. Honestly, I'm literally watching the tape at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I can't turn it off. I know I need to go to bed because we got a full day of work today, and I'm like, I can't go to sleep. This tape is too good. So I'm excited to share with you guys, especially down the stretch. I mean, you're talking about Fred Warner. I mean, this is like a career game for Fred. Just exemplifies everything that Fred is. Who else balled out? Dre Greenlaw absolutely had a day. Um, Gibson had an interception. Burks had an interception. Givens looked good down the stretch. Hargrave looks good. Bosa looks good. Kinlaw looks good. Charvarius Ward and Diamador Lenore look good. So the defense, it's going to be some fun tape that we're going to get into today. So I'm excited to break down the defense. So let's get into it right now. We don't have to do a bunch of stuff to get ready. So we're going to get into the tape right now, but you already know what to do. You drop an SDS in the chat, then you smash that like button, and we are going to cook. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Let's go. Let's get into the film. We got some good stuff to break down. All right, let's get into it. We're going to go full screen. As you guys already know, ooh, I like this one. Peter says the cookies are baking. If you are new here, if you stay for the whole film breakdown, we give out cookies at the end, of course, in emoji form. But hey, we want to make sure you guys leave with something if you stay the whole time. And we're going to get this thing started off right away. First play, defensive line is going to show up. First play, defensive line is going to show up. They're going to decide, let's not block Nick Bosa. We're going to allow Nick Bosa just to scream down the edge and make the tackle from the back side. But also, not only are we going to focus on Nick Bosa making the tackle on the backside, let's take a look at Cleveland, Hargrave, and Eric. So let's go right to left. I'm going to start with Cleveland. Cleveland does a phenomenal job of setting this edge. Tyron Smith is trying to push him out, and Cleveland isn't having any of it. This is going to force Pollard to cut more inside. Guess who's going to cut into? He's got Hargrave right there. He's got Eric Armstead right there. Defensive line shows up right away. You're going to see it from this angle too. Fantastic. This defensive line's good. And guess what? San Francisco 49ers got Randy Gregory in the building. He was back yesterday. He will now wear the number 5. It's the same number that he wore with the Denver Broncos. So the 49ers get more edge help. And to be honest, it's needed. The 49ers need more edge help. They need more of a pass rush presence on the opposite side of Nick Bosa. So I'm looking forward to see what Gregory can do for this team. Let's start off with the coverage. So one of the talking points that I've been kind of working through, and again, if you're new to these particular film breakdowns on the defensive side, I would say that I'm more of an offensive specialist not necessarily like I played offensive line. I'm a trench guy. So like I'm big on the offense, like feeling like I understand what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish. With stuff like defensive back play, I'm more just trying to point stuff out and point out tendencies. I'm going to question or say what I think. I'm not going to be your expert here. So, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be watching it. We're going to be picking up on trends and we're going to talk about what we like, what we see, what we don't like, things like this. And so, when we focus on Diamador Lenore at the bottom of the screen, one of the things that we talked about in last week's film breakdown was them constantly playing soft coverage, constantly playing off the line of scrimmage, right? As you can see, Diamador Lenore is right here in press. He's in press man. He's got no safety help over the top. I mean, you got Talanoa Hufanga all the way over there. He ain't helping nobody. So this is Diamador Lenore. And you also have Charvarius Ward up at the top of the screen. Press man, one-on-one coverage. The thing that I wanted to see from a schematic, I guess, adjustment from a coverage standpoint was tighter coverage because and we'll see examples of them playing off and the cushion that it presents and provides for an outlet. And I don't like the outlet. Now, I understand why, because you don't want to give up the big play. You want to keep everything in front of you. That's fine. But also, I want to see a little bit more bump and run coverage. Not necessarily bail techniques and just like dipping out. I want to see like that's why I like this. I feel like when you look at Charvarius Ward and you look at Diamador Lenore, they're phenomenal press man cornerbacks, in my opinion. I mean, look at this. Obviously, Diamador Lenore knows he has the sideline as an extra defender, so he gives up the outside leverage. That's fine. He's right in the hip. He's running the route better than Cooks is. And you can see he's widening him to the sideline. That's great coverage by Diamador Lenore at your bottom of the screen. And of course, if you look at top, Charvarius Ward right in the hip pocket. That's good coverage at the top as well. So, and then on top of that, because you're playing press man, they send a blitz. So they are bringing 6 up front, and you get a loop with Drake Jackson, and Drake Jackson gets in Dak Prescott's face. So it's kind of twofold, right? You play some press man, and you are able to bring extra, and it forces the quarterback to have to get the ball out faster. And he throws an inaccurate pass out of bounds. Drake Jackson looping around, almost gets there, right? But we'll take it because it's an incomplete. That was a 3rd down. All right, offensive. It's the offense's ball now. Here's another look at it. So from a coverage standpoint, I love the blitz. I love the aggressiveness of the blitz. I also love the coverage. And we're going to see examples. And so that's where I'm going to focus on with coverage is man, like press man versus off. And I'm going to discuss the differences that I like and don't like. What we're going to see a lot on this tape is Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner are the best middle linebacker duo in the NFL, best linebacker duo in the NFL. They're playing phenomenally. They really, really are. I like Dre Greenlaw too, put a little extra on this. He didn't have to. We know Dre Greenlaw is known for having a little bit of a mean streak in him. And he definitely finished this tackle, knowing full well where the sideline was. Hey, I like it. I like the message it sends. I like every bit of it. Let's go, Dre. Dre's a headhunter. Ballers, man. This defense, I would not want to play against this defense. Let me tell you, these dudes are active. They are active son of a guns. And like, okay, so we're going to get this, for example, So, like, this is a completion to CeeDee Lamb on an extremely lazy route. And again, I don't I don't think this is Isaiah Oliver getting beat. He's playing a certain type of technique, right? So if we look at the slot, you look at Oliver, he's running to the numbers, he's playing off and stays off. So to me, that's more of a technique that I'm sure is being coached. So that's the way I perceive it. Do I know this? I have no idea. But that's what I'm perceiving why Oliver is instantly opening up his hips, running to the outside. Maybe because my assumption here is that he knows he has Fred Warner in this zone coverage. So basically, what Dak is doing is he's trying to pick between CD and the tight end. And based on where Fred Warner puts his attention is going to open up the other person. So Warner comes down on the tight end, and that opens up a little bit of a window for Dak. So you can see he's staring at Warner, and then he comes off it and goes to CD. So that's my assumption is Isaiah Oliver's playing an outside leverage in a zone. And basically what Dak is doing, he's reading Fred. And based on where Fred is, he's going to take what's given. So I don't think that's like Isaiah Oliver getting beat. That's not how I perceive it. I perceive that as scheme. I perceive that as, Dak just taking advantage of the zone. That's it. Again, not a defensive expert. That's just how I see it. We got a sack-a-roni. Let's go. Nick Bosa had this tackle in hell all game. I love it. Let's watch how Nick Bosa wins here. He wins with hands. So you can see the little setup. Tackle shoots. And then that hand right there where Bosa basically grabs underneath his armpit and shoves him. Watch how that changes 78's hips. Right here, 78 lost. Bosa affected his leverage, and he lost right here when those hips are like this. For example, watch 77 on the opposite side. Tyron Smith, man, he was fun to watch this game. He still got it. But watch his hips, right? Right here. Watch how he opens up that gate ever so slightly. That's exactly what you're trying to do. And as you can see, it keeps him in phase with the defensive tackle. But when 78 on the opposite side gets turned because Bosa's so strong, boom, right by him. Right by him. That's not what you want to do as an offensive tackle. That is bad. He's beat right here. Beat. And because Bosa's able to get underneath that armpit, shoves him, and right here, Bosa won. And flattens, gets to the quarterback. Fantastic. Great job. And then this actually got credited for half a sack to Bosa, half a sack to Eric Armstead. And you can see Eric Armstead's going to give a little swim, and helps finish it off. So half sack for both the boys up front. But that I would technically give it to Bosa, but they got a half sack. And then right after this, Fred Warner makes a phenomenal play. Look at Fred, man. I love Fred. Dude, look at him attack the football. Gets off the block. Look at him get off the block, 63, tosses him, and then attacks the football. Whoo! He had that ball in his sights the entire time. Bang. Boop. You better wrap that ball up with 2 hands when you're playing this defense. That would be my number one coaching point to any one of the offensive skill positions that are going to touch the football. When you get around red and gold jerseys, you better put 2 hands on the football because these dudes are relentless when it comes to attacking the football. Fred Warner is one of the best in the game. He fleeced that thing clean. Oh, what a punch. And shout out Diamador Lenore for his best Messi impersonation. Hits it with the inside of the calf. Ball gets the perfect bounce and heads up play by Kevin Givens to get that thing in bounds. Fantastic. I was sitting right in that corner. And I was so hyped for this. So hyped for this. Look at all the red jerseys, man. We talked about the pursuit of this team. Look at Bosa actually hop over the tight end like it was nothing. But look at the pursuit. Everyone is after the ball. And again, typically we don't highlight the other players, but I'm going to highlight Hunter Luepke here. If you guys were around for my draft coverage, Hunter Luepke out of North Dakota State was a guy that I really wanted the 49ers to draft. Number 40 right here. He's a fullback, but he has a running back skill set. Watch Luepke right here. This dude's going to be a dog. Watch Luepke. Number 40. Watch what he does. Great block. He's able to pin Dre Greenlaw from getting the tackle. This is a rookie, I might add you. Pins Dre Greenlaw, pancakes Cleveland. You see why I wanted the 49ers to draft him, and you see why I wanted him to be our Kyle Juszczyk in training. Dude's a dog. He showed up on other parts of the tape as well. But again, this isn't a Dallas Cowboy offensive review. But I got to give credit where credit's due. And that's a guy that I wanted the 49ers to draft. Shout out Luepke, man. All right, on this one, this is fantastic coverage by Charvarius Ward with the PBU. Love it. Let's look at this again. Look at the hips. Switches those hips, runs in phase, in the hip pocket. Ball hangs up on deck and plays the ball perfectly. Great job. Great job. Up front, watch Kinlaw. So Kinlaw is in the 3-tech right here. He's going to put a move on Tyler Smith, and Tyler Smith is a really good guard. So take a look at this. Whoo! Let's go, Kinlaw. Let's watch it from the other angle. Kinlaw right here. Got him. Ooh, sets him up with a little hezzy. Little hezzy and a rip under. and gets right by him. If Pollard isn't there, that's a sack. Had to double Kinlaw. And I think that's why Dak felt that pressure, just threw it up. That would have been a sack by Kinlaw. Kinlaw was phenomenal. It was a great move on a really good defensive lineman. So as we started off the film breakdown, we were talking about the press man. Well, this is going to be the difference of now let's watch off coverage and let's look at the down and distance. It's 2nd and 10. They're on their 1. And this is about, 9-yard cushion right here. And this is why I understand the thought process of keeping everything in front of you, but man, if you just shorten this cushion about 5 yards, it just feels like we could do more with it. And again, I don't know. I can't speak to their philosophy and what they're trying to accomplish, but I don't want to give these quarterbacks these outlets. I don't want to give the quarterbacks these gimmies. Like, he shuts it down right before the sticks, and that's a 9-yard gain on 2nd down from the 1. I would much prefer to make that a lot harder of a throw for Dak Prescott in that situation. And when I look at Diamador Lenore, I see a guy who plays really good in bump and run. So I personally, this is my take with no defensive back training or anything. It's just like, man, can we reduce the cushion to just make these throws not as easy? That's my one thing. Because it kind of bails them out a little bit, right? And I agree with Terradome. The entire thought process is to eliminate the big play, keep everything underneath, and to Steve Wilkes' credit, right? They don't give up the first. They keep everything in front of them, and then it forces a 3rd down, and then you have Fred Warner who sacks Dak Prescott. So I understand, right, the thought process. You're not trying to get beat deep. That's fine. I just feel like these guys are good enough that they can shorten the cushion a little bit and just make it even that much more challenging. But this is a great play. And let's look at the coverage. So it looks like we got man across the board. We got man across the board. Fred is either a spy. I think Fred's a spy. Gibson on the tight end. Dre on Pollard. Diamador on 3. Charvarius on the outside. So we got man coverage, single high safety. Was this basically cover 1? And it's covered. That's what I'm talking about. Like when these guys are playing press, or not press, but playing man, they're pretty good in coverage. And then this is basically a coverage sack. So great coverage on the back end leads to a 3rd down sack, and the 49ers get the ball back. This one, I like this tackle by Isaiah Oliver. You're going to see Oliver come in right here. One thing I do like about Isaiah Oliver, he's definitely not a perfect cornerback. He got beat. They completed a couple passes on him, but I do like the physicality that he brings. He seems like he's a very willing tackler, so I don't mind that. And then speaking of getting beat or having a pass completed on him, it's basically a sprint with an outbreaking route. It's going to happen. It's not the end of the world. But for the most part, defense played phenomenal. So again, just some things that I've noticed. This particular play was almost a sack by Nick Bosa. And if it was, it would have been a nice little highlight. He makes the offensive tackle do a 360. And if we had forced Dak to hold on to that ball a little bit longer, that would have been a sack. You see him threaten outside speed, counter inside spin, and he forces the right tackle to do a full 360. And as you can see, if Dak holds that ball for 1 second longer, that's a sack. And that would have been a highlight reel sack. That thing would have been, whoo! Talk about dancing bears. He had that offensive lineman doing a twirl. Almost had it. This one, we got Dre Greenlaw just delivering a massive hit. I think it was on Rico Dowdle is who it was. Yeah. Whoo! Let him know, Dre. Let them know. Dre Greenlaw. I'm starting to realize how spoiled I might be with having Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner back here, man. Like, we need to talk about these guys more. I need to talk about these guys more. I need to do a better job of highlighting these guys because the biggest takeaways that I've had on tape the last 2 weeks is that Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw are freaking everywhere. And when they get home, they F you up. Like, this isn't just a tackle. This is, let me tackle you and drive you into the turf. Dre Greenlaw is tackling through Rico Dowdle. Like, oh, so fast, and so freaking physical, man. They're phenomenal. That's why I'm watching this at like 2 a.m. and I'm like, dude, I can't turn this off. These guys are balling. So here we get a little press, right? We get a little press man across the board. I think this is cover 1. You got single high safety, and you also have Greenlaw, who's kind of looks like he's eyeing Pollard. And Isaiah stumbles a little bit, but makes a good recovery and makes the tackle. So I was having this thought process. Shout out Terradome. Says cover 1 man under. Again, I'm not a coverage guy, so I just do my best. But even though it was a completed catch, still, like we talked about, managed to keep everything in front of him, wrapped them up, and it was really only a short, small gain, right? 3rd and 4. Hey, we'll take that. We'll take 3rd and 4. I'll take that. That was also part of the thought process when I was watching this. I was like, all right, they're completing on Isaiah. And I was like, wait, Isaiah's doing a good job, though, of not letting anything get by him. And they're effectively like runs. So I like it. And again, we don't do the tape to really highlight the other team, but dude, Tyron Smith is fun to watch. He is the snatch god. Now, this is a club move, but watch Tyron on Austin Bryant. Just whew. No, this is a snatch club, whatever. Sorry, I just have an appreciation for good offensive line play. And guess who's almost home? Look at Nick Bosa. Dude, Nick Bosa's probably sick of this. This is all we saw last week, right? I think we counted 8 or 9 times Nick Bosa was a half a step away from a sack. All right. This one is the touchdown. We got man coverage. What it looks like the same coverage, cover one man under, right? So they motion into a 3-by-1 bunch formation. Turpin is probably one of the fastest players on their entire team. He's just a burner. So you get a poor, unfavorable matchup between Turpin on Isaiah Oliver. You can see based on the leverage Isaiah's playing is he doesn't want him to break inside. So he's playing the inside move, and then once he realizes he's going for a corner shot, he tries to get on his horse, but by that time it's Turpin, and Turpin is gone. I like that note by Terradome. He says Oliver uses incorrect leverage inside, which is what we just talked about. It's like he's taking away the inside move. But as you can see in single high, you have Huff playing the middle of the field, and there's no way Huff can cover that much ground in that situation. And I like what Terradome's saying is basically if you try to funnel him back to the inside, you have help to the inside. But it's still a tough ask for Isaiah Oliver regardless. So good. Hey, I'll give them credit. They saw man and they ran a phenomenal play with a phenomenal matchup that hey, they took advantage of what we showed in the situation, and they had the better matchup. Turpin's a speed demon, and they got the better of us on that one. That was it, though. Other than that, 49ers were pretty much all over it. Again, Isaiah Oliver playing super off, right? I think he's playing more, he's playing high to low is how I'm looking at it. He's playing CD first, that kind of zone responsibility, then to low, which is the underneath. And again, I was looking at this, I was like, man, why are we playing so off? And again, it's a reminder to me, like I got to sharpen up on my defensive stuff. At the end of the day, this was a 3-yard gain. It felt like a 5-yard gain. So it felt a lot bigger, but in reality, he's playing CD first, runs up, makes the tackle. It's a 5-yard gain. That's actually a good play. So I think those are some of the things like watching in real time versus going back and watching. You're like, oh, they keep dinking and dunking us. And then you're like, actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. 2nd and 5, obviously that puts them in a decent situation, but it's also again, the 49ers are keeping everything in front of them. It's a second and manageable for the offense, but it's also a second and manageable for the defense as well. So, I don't hate it. I do like that the defense played more man and more press in this game, and I feel like they saw some good stuff out of it. And again, like Isaiah Oliver is a willing tackler, and I can respect that about Isaiah Oliver. He comes downhill, drops his shoulder into the tight end. I'll take that. I'll take that all day from Isaiah, man. And again, not it was a first down, but not a huge gain. Oh, here we got Fred Warner. Fred Warner on Cooks. There's no other middle linebacker in the league who's even this close to Cooks in coverage. Not even close. So let's look at the front. Did they get any pressure? Is that why he bailed? Oh, he saw. Ooh, that's tough. All right, let's take a look at this from this angle. So you're gonna get a loop, you're gonna get a stunt, Drake Jackson, Eric Armstead, and it's a great stunt because 70 Martin buys it. Drake coming underneath, but so is Bosa, and they kind of take each other out. Ooh, damn, they hit each other hard. Ooh. Oh, that's where Drake got hurt. Dang, he got rocked. But that forced Dak out of the pocket, and then he sailed this thing out of bounds. This one is just again another great example of how good Trey Greenlaw is. Look how fast Dre is, man. He's so fast. He's just standing there flat-footed. He's obviously spying the quarterback. Sack. Dre's a dog, man. I would not be surprised if we get Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw as all pros this year, based on what I've seen on tape this far. And we already know Fred is the best linebacker in football and how good Dre is playing in comparison. If they are both all pros this year, I would not be surprised. They are playing fantastic. Oh, look. Fred was in the right spot. Watch Fred fill this gap. Pause. Let's go. So it's a great cut. Martin's able to get a piece, but Fred is in there so fast. So fast. Mooney and Huff are there to help out. but he takes away where Pollard wants to go. Almost gets there. All right. This play, Bosa got robbed. Bosa got robbed. And it was one of their bigger plays on the day. So we're watching 78 versus Bosa. I mean, I don't know how you don't call this as a ref staring at this. Like, I don't know how, like, if they're trying to make the case that, he didn't extend his arms, okay, but come on, man. This should be the first thing you see is the blue on the outside shoulder. Listen, I'm a proponent of holding. I'm for it if you do it the right way. I'm a former offensive lineman. There's holding on every play, but there's a masterclass way to hold. You hold on the inside, or if you're going outside, it has to be a quick yank and readjustment to the inside. Like, you can't lock on to the outside shoulder and rip down. Like, right here, and when you see Bosa's shoulders turn, this is the most egregious hold, because if you know anything, Bosa won this rep right here. Again, hips. Offensive linemen's hips are cooked. You never want to have your hips basically, he's basically horizontal to the line of scrimmage. Like, that's the worst case scenario for an offensive lineman to be in this position. And you are what? 3 steps into your pass set, you got cooked right here. And the ref is standing right here, looking right here. And when you terrible non-call. You can see the ref's feet. He's staring right at Bosa. That's his whole job. He's staring right here. Oh, such a bad non-call. And you can see Bosa right away. Bosa doesn't complain too often, but that was the first thing he did, was look straight at the ref and being like, what are you looking at, man? Should have been a sack, or at minimum, a little bit more disruption. Dak is able to step up into the pocket and find CeeDee Lamb. What's the coverage look like? So this is scramble drill. Yeah, this is just full-blown scramble drill. So that's not even on Mooney. You can see Mooney drive on it, but it turns into a scramble drill. And so that's why they had success. Should have been a hold. All right, on to the next. What do we have next? So we got Bosa getting active. Watch Bosa bench press this tight end. I think this is the rookie tight end, Schoonmaker. They took him in like the 3rd round, I think. Yeah. Not going to work. Not going to work on Bose. Look at him just. Son, welcome to the rookie NFL. Go block Nick Bosa. Hey, there's my guy, Hunter Luepke, though. Look at 40, getting active. Man, I wish the 49ers got him. He's good. Obviously, he wouldn't be starting. He's starting for the Cowboys. He wouldn't be starting for us. He'd be a practice squad guy, but I like him. I like him a lot. All right, we got some Hargrave action coming up. Great rep by Javon Hargrave. 3 tech over Tyler Smith. Let's see what they're going to do up front. They are going to try to double him. Look at how fast Javon is, man. Look at how fast he is. They're not prepared for it. Tyler Smith, not ready. Look at how quick he goes from B gap to A gap. That's so hard for an interior offensive lineman, speaking from experience, when you can just instantly go, oh, hi. You breaking down the film with me? Yeah. We had a little we had someone else shoot the gap. We had my little one shoot the gap. He got right through just like that. He saw the opening, split the double, got right through. But yeah, man, this is nice. That first little jab step to the inside goes from 3 tech to basically 1 tech and splits. Nice. Nice work. And then it gets embarrassing. This is the part of the film breakdown where Dallas just melts. As you can see, it's 28-10. There's maybe a fighting chance that they make a play or two. They get back in the game. All right, we'll get a little checker down to CD. Man, if we get one score, we're back in it, right? It's still middle of the third, 28-10. It's not out of reach just yet. Not out of reach just yet. All right, run a little check down. All right, get a little chunk play. All right, we're moving. We're moving the ball. We get into their territory. Honestly, just based on the front, it just worked perfectly for what they were running. All right, let's see. Can Dallas get back into it? No spoiler alerts. Oh, yeah, here we go. Dallas takes the deep shot. Oh, that's not the right jersey color. That is the wrong jersey color, Dakota. That is the wrong jersey color, Dakota. Look at Givens, though. Great job by Givens. Great job by Givens to flash. Hufanga off the edge, got close, but great job by Givens. Givens is the one who really, I think, spooked Dak the most. And Dak said, F it. Dallas Cowboys receiver down there somewhere. Nope. Gippy. Let's see how far Gip had to travel. So look at the formation. We got 4 down linemen. We've got 3 linebackers, Orrin Burks, Fred, and Dre, with Talanoa Hufanga blitzing off the edge. So you're going to get man coverage See, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at Demo. Look at Charvarius. Like, that's why I don't like the cushion, because these guys are good enough to play right on the line of scrimmage. And if they try to go deep on them, that's great coverage by Demo, man. Demo's in phase, and he also bumps him off his track. So I'm going to see where number 3's running at the top of the numbers right here. That's where I'm assuming 3 wants to continue his angle. But watch this little bump. And now look at where he is. So Demo just bumped him about 1.5 yards off, and that's enough to change the angle on his route. But he's right there in the hip pocket, and Gip, playing center field, does a great job chasing that down and getting it. And then a great block too by Diamador. Also, I'm really happy that the 49ers have what's his name? Randy Gregory. No disrespect to Austin Bryant. He had a rough day. So 49ers need some edge assistance, and he played a lot more snaps than I would have expected. And so I'm really looking forward to Randy Gregory coming in because we need that help on the edge. All right. So now we just go on this little spree of interceptions. This is where Dak just crumbled. Absolutely fell apart. I couldn't tell if Fred tipped this or it was a drop. I mean, based on it just hitting CD in the head, I feel like Fred tipped it, but I can't tell. Fred's so dang close. Either way, doesn't count. Oh, we got bots in the chat. We haven't had some bots in the chat in a minute. All right. It's okay, Cowboys. 2nd and 10, 35-10. We still got it. Still a lot of time left, Cowboys. All right, we just need a score right here. Oh. Uh-oh. That's not what we wanted. Great coverage by Demo. Fred gets an INT. Demo had a hell of a game. So again, back to the thought process where he started at the top. I trust Demo to play this close in coverage. I don't feel like he has to play off. I feel like when we play off, we're giving it to him. And that's the only. And I understand that the logic. I understand it. I get it. It works out too. So it's not like it's not working. I just trust Demo. Like, look at how clamped, dude. Demo clamped him. That's why I don't like the off. Like, let these guys compete. Let these guys throw some hands. We've got physical corners, man. Like, let these guys make the route difficult for them. It's a great job by Demo. Forces the ball to pop up. Gets his hand there. Guess who? Fred Warner. And then really not too much longer. Oh, I gotta give a little again. I got a little give a little credit to this is really well blocked. Actually, I don't wanna focus on that one too much. Good block. All right, they got some yardage. All right. All right, Dak. Now we just don't need to help us not be as embarrassed. All right. The 49ers have all their backups in. You've got Jair Brown, you've got Greg Odom, you've got Flanagan Fowles, you've got Sheffield, the guy that I kind of low key like. You got Ambry Thomas. All right, Dak, just put some points on the board and let us get out of here with some dignity. All right. Um, let us get out of here with some semblance of respect, please, Dak. Oh, Dak. This is why people are uh this is why people are tearing up Dak Prescott autographs and using his jersey as a mop. Oh, Dak. Man, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. Absolutely tough, man. I have not been this happy since the young era. Back then, I didn't have a squad to share it with. SDS, let's go, my guy. Someone said this is Chile currency. Chile. Um, that's crazy. I was like CLP. What in the world is CLP? I've never seen that before. So if is that Chile? That's wild. First of all, and shout out to the SDS gang in Chile. Worldwide vibes. Let's go. Checking in from around the world. Look at that. Oren Burke said, what a great read, first of all, by Oren. Because I think Dak thinks Oren's going to squat on Ferguson. And Oren is all over Dak's eyes. Dak looks like he's sleepwalking through this. This looks like Dak doesn't even care. And just going to, like, literally just going through the motions. Like, dude. I totally understand why Cowboys fans are just over it with Dak. Like I would. I mean, completely outperformed by Brock Purdy. Completely outperformed. Not even comparable performances. Completely outperformed. So man, all right, we got a few more garbage time plays. I want to give credit to some of the guys who are balling out in garbage time. Kevin Givens. Kevin Givens is such like a such a nice depth defensive tackle. Like he's going against Tyler Smith. Again, really good starter. Just get off me. Almost gets a safety. Almost gets the safety. These dang bots. These bots want the smoke. You're banned. Oh, I don't know if I saw this earlier. I don't know. I might have missed this one. Appreciate the 99 cents. So that was a good move by Givens. Almost gets the safety, but he comes back for more. Kevin Givens again shows up. And this time they pull the starters, all the starting offensive line. I don't know why they kept the starting guard in and the starting center. Oh, no, he's still in. I lied. Good job by Givens. Again, swipe, swim, up and over. Guard is passing him off to nobody. And Givens gets the sack. And we are going to end it with a rookie making a nice tackle. We got to come up with a nickname for our linebackers because I think we got to come up with a nickname for our linebacking group, like our linebacking room. Who's this? Oh, look at Ambry, by the way. All right, Ambry. It's a good tackle. All right, watch Winters. 53. 53. Yeah. There we go, Winters. Watch him fill the gap. Make the tackle. All right, Winters. All right, so look at this little interaction right here. 67.99. They're saying a little something. All right, watch this play. I'm going to go to this angle. 71 versus Kinlaw. Look at how bad 71 is holding Kinlaw. Look at how, like, this is a hold. And then watch what Kinlaw does. Get off me. Just flips him. Just like, stop holding me, man. Flips him. Helmet off. Knee to the neck. I don't know if that was intentional or not. If it was, savage. And then we have some extracurricular on the kneel down. So watch Kinlaw 73 and 67. Ideally 67. 67 says something to Kinlaw right here. Because watch Flanagan and watch Givens. So we're watching Kinlaw is in it with these three. But watch these two's reaction after what looks to be 67 saying something. You see that? You see how DFF and Givens are just kind of standing there? And then 67 says something. And look at these two get in his face instantly. Like, what'd you say? What'd you say? And then Eric Armstead, who's on the sideline, comes all the way off the field to see what's going on. So something was brewing. And I saw Kinlaw was low-key heated. So 67 must have said something real dumb because the way everyone reacted to it, he said something that was fighting words. I don't know what 67 said, but he said something that was fighting words. because look at all the boys' reaction to it. And shout out to Kinlaw for not, I didn't see what happened after this. I think there was a little scuffle, but 67 said something to him. And hey, I guess you got to talk when you get your back blown out on national television. Pause. But hey, it happened. And overall, it was great performance by the 49ers defense, who only gave up 10 points on the entire day. And again, the 49ers, they're good, man. And I really hope this Randy Gregory addition, I think it could actually be pretty beneficial. Like if he pans out, it is going to make this defense even more dangerous. Damn. This is a crazy stat. Brock Purdy is the first quarterback in the Super Bowl era to start 5-0 in both his first and second season. That's crazy. Man, imagine trying to still downplay how good Brock Purdy is. I don't understand what's wrong with people, to be honest. Like what's I don't understand. I don't understand. I'll never understand. There's an angle. There's always an angle. And whatever, they're going to play their angle for whatever reason, clicks, views, whatever. Like, but dude, if you really are having a hard time finding an opportunity to give Brock Purdy any type of credit for what he's doing, you just don't know ball. That's what it comes down to. Like, we're in a period of time where if you don't know ball, they tell on themselves. That's one of the best things I think about football evaluation. It's like, I don't expect everyone to know football. Like, football is a very hard, complex, nuanced game. And, like the only reason I think I know football so well is because I literally played it every day. And if I didn't, I wouldn't know it as well as I do. And I still don't know it all that well, considering to some people. But it's really obvious, like who knows what they're talking about, who's pushing an agenda, who's pushing an angle, who's being is opportunistic the word? Not opportunistic, pessimistic. It's just really easy to see at this point. And if that's what they want to do, F them. Who cares? I think it's honestly perfect for Brock. I think this is perfect for Brock. I do. I think, it could be really easy, right? Like, because it's a weird situation where he's playing at an MVP level, but he still has people doubting him, right? And he's not getting just this like 100% hype machine about how good he is. In fact, he's got people kind of trying to dig at his success and take away from his success. And I think that's perfect. I think it's perfect. Brock is a chip on your shoulder kind of guy. I think that fits perfectly into his personality. He can handle it. It's fantastic. I think it's the perfect situation for him right now and the 49ers, because now, George Kittle talked about it today on KNBR. Again, it's that situation again. It's kind of similar and reminiscent to when everyone was hating on Jimmy Garoppolo. And, I think we all agree that Jimmy Garoppolo isn't as good of a quarterback as Brock Purdy already. But they had reason to defend him, and they are defending him at an even crazier level now, or defending Brock, and rightfully so. They love Brock. They love Brock. But anyways, any other questions, topics that you guys want to talk about before we bail? I know Mondays and Tuesdays we're basically film oriented, so we don't talk a lot about the other stuff. But anything you want to discuss, address before we snatch our cookies and get out of here? Yeah, big time squirrel. I'm multitasking. Multitasking. Warner Defensive Player of the Year, hype train. Yup. MVP Purdy, MVP CMC, Coach of the Year Kyle Shanahan. All of it, all the things, all the things. All of them. Do film analysis on the Browns, huh? Would you guys want to see film breakdown of the Browns? That's a lot of film. Maybe. I got it. Their defense. Yeah, I haven't watched too much of them outside of that performance against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe I could pull a couple clips. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see LA Dodgers. I might pull a couple clips. Might pull a couple clips. But I appreciate everyone for tapping in. Grab your cookies on the way out. Another film breakdown in the books. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Appreciate all you guys, as always, for tapping into the film breakdowns. Always fun to watch the tape together, break it all down, have some fun, make some jokes, keep it lighthearted. And appreciate all you guys. Appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out all the SDS. Y'all the best. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. So that means state of the franchise loading. I feel like we're going to get some spicy Aponte tomorrow. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think we might get a little spice from Aponte. I hope we do. I'm gonna poke him. I'm gonna stir the feathers a little bit. Try to ruffle him up. See if we can get some spicy Aponte on Dallas crime. That's what I'm looking for tomorrow. So we're gonna try to get him a little riled up. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks again. Grab your cookies. We're out of here. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to